Hello guys and welcome to the ProDota Cup series by Azubu TV. Season 9 is SEA region casted by me. Boom! Going back to the musical chairs here. And we have a second match in this best of 3 between Power Gaming and the Mongolz. First match went to Power Gaming very convincingly. Very convincingly, frankly. Like, wow, so very much so. Because after not the best itemization, a lot of mistakes by Power Gaming, they still win the game. And, I mean, it was hard to tell because obviously there was a lot of frame rate loss, so you can't really... It's not the best analysis ever, I'll be honest with that, but I do what I can. And the truth is that Power Gaming did a lot of mistakes, but they still won, mainly because Mongolz had a just abysmal positioning most of the time, made a lot of mistakes early, and their draft was just not that great. But their draft not being that great is not that big a deal, as much as it's the fact that they just didn't utilize it too well. The Oracle, as we saw in the end game, barely healed anything, considering that Garden Graves a considerable part of the game, and he's an Oracle, goddammit. He should have healed much more, and it didn't do that much, and it was kind of disappointing for the Mongolz team. Not the best performance. Again, it's not a bad team, but I think they tried to draft, which they hadn't practiced too much, and they took the main parts of Where's Gaming draft and executed it poorly, because they didn't exactly understand why the draft was so good. And they should do the fact that they had a Troll Warlord, which I don't think Mongolz thought it was that great, but they think the Magnus was that great. So, you know, not the best of ideas. Honestly, Slark is not as good as Troll Warlord with a Magnus, and they forgot about that little combo. But that said, there's still another game, and they could definitely come back in this best of 3. They're not a bad team. Power Gaming has not been doing fantastically either, especially since the loss against Signature Trust. And they've regained some confidence, but, you know, Mongolz still could do very well. And with this, Mongolz has the burden of proof, I guess, in this game on them, as they have to win this second game. Let's see how they do. We have on one side, on the Radiant side, Power Gaming. We have IO, Shadow Demon, Invoker, and Drow Ranger banned out by them, whereas Ogre Magi and Mirana has been picked up. Meanwhile, the Mongolz, they're going to have Sand King, Oracle, Slark, and Void banned out, and they're going to pick up the Bad Rider and the Kunkka. Now, Power Gaming also picking up the Juggernaut. And oh, that works out pretty well for Power Gaming, because they have really strong supports, or really strong support now, which is Ogre Magi. Pretty good against Kunkka because he has a slightly higher armor and slightly higher damage. And Kunkka also relies, people forget that Kunkka has a great skill set, but he also relies a lot on the fact that he's really tanky in the early game to be really effective. And frankly, I just what else is it to say? You have a Kunkka versus Ogre Magi 1v1. They can actually hit each other a lot, and Ogre Magi will win most of the time. You even combine that now with the Slaughter. Power Gaming has a good initiation, has a very solid draft in general with Juggernaut and Mirana, very solid heroes. On top of that, they have a good early game with a strong Ogre Magi. No counter to the Kunkka just yet. The Xbox spot will still be very annoying, nothing to really evade it. But the Juggernaut's pretty good at it because he's the Blade Fury, so Blade Fury will almost always save him from the Torrent. It's very hard to time the Torrent exactly so you can actually prevent the Blade Fury. And wow, Naga Siren coming up from Mongolz. Okay. And the Sorter also combines very well with your Juggernaut in the late game, not so much in the early game, but still offers a lot of variety for the team. They can go for both physical and magical Mirana, and we've seen Power Gaming, and we've also seen Beyond Infinity run a very physical Mirana, and it works out too, as she's not that bad of a right clicker. So, I mean, it's good. It's good for Power Gaming, really. And Mongolz, no, with the 4 picks, Bat Rider, Kunkka, Vengeful Spirit, and Naga Siren. And well, for these 4 here, let's see what they have. I mean, they have the Kunkka, the Vengeful Spirit, which are alright. It's a nice combo, though not that great of a setup stun, but Naga Siren and Kunkka are much better of a combo. They do have the Bad Rider as well, plus the Kunkka, which is nice and powerful. And the Naga Siren to put them into a good, strong late game. The reason why I'm trying to do this as fast as I can is because, Jesus Christ, why are they picking so fast? Why are they picking so fast, man? What is wrong with these people? Why is Mongolz so confident with their drafts? Okay, just think about it a bit. Naga Siren is a strong pick in the late game. Not the best against Juggernaut. Actually, yeah, pretty strong against Juggernaut, actually. Never mind. Because the magical immunity might be bad against Naga Siren. And the net actually really crushes the Juggernaut once the Naga Siren is up. And Mongolz believes that Mirana will be played in the support position in this situation, not DDZ Mirana. And that could be alright, actually, as well. Mirana has a good lane clear, but her Aghanim's will come whether she's a support or not. She doesn't really need to go for that. And Mongolz not picking up Sven as their last pick. Okay. So now Power Gaming has a couple options. Again, the Ember would have been a good option, so does this Sven. So they block both heroes. The Mirana has a good lane clear, but there's still a couple other heroes that can do the same thing. And one of those that comes to mind is the Tinker. Tinker's particularly good against Naga Siren. DDZ Tinker is very, very deadly. Mirana, again, can work as a support very well in this game. You'd have 2 roaming supports, which is not too great, but, you know, what else can you do? And Tinker also, not only does he work very well against Naga Siren, he can easily clear those illusion lanes with the Martial Machines, and later on even the Dagon. Has a lot of damage. And is not too weak against the Sven until he gets his BKB either. So, I think it could work. Again, maybe not the best of choices. The Invoker's already been banned, and Invoker seems like a better option in this situation. Not many other heroes that can get a lot of area damage. I'm supposing they'll get a Battle Fury on Juggernaut anyway. And they will pick up a last support instead, running DDZ Mirana. Okay. That works out too, huh? And the Chen will be the last support. The Chen, okay. Why the Chen? Why the Chen exactly? Still in the end game for the last game. I love this new stats page. It's so amazing for any analyst caster. It's fantastic. Anyway, why the Chen exactly? I don't quite see the power of a Chen and an Ogre Magi combo. Because wait, is Ogre Magi the other pick? Yeah. Because Ogre Magi now has to stay in lane. Ogre Magi rather roam. I guess they have a pretty strong carry that can solo to some extent, which is Juggernaut. So they might just leave him alone in lane most of the time. And then go gank mid, which is a bit weaker because you have a Mirana. Yeah, that makes sense. Chen has a good ganking ability. Chen can actually really harass... Oh, I see the point. So Chen can really harass the Naga Siren in the early game, right? He can prevent enemy stacks easily because he can just roam jungle, and he is one of the strongest supports in the early game, obviously, because of his creeps, right? Oh, they even have cool banners. Parrot Gaming. I mean, Mongolz has decent banners, but these are like proper powerful. Okay. Let's change the banner real quick. Yep. Not forgetting anymore, huh? Getting used to this bullshit. Alright. Getting used to this whole observer thing. So, I like the Chen pick actually in the end, because if their goal is to harass the mid with perhaps a Harpy, for example, which would be what it seems like, and then get a couple kills mid, so Naga Siren can't really snowball, and then stop the enemy team from getting stacks, because you can actually do that really easily with a Chen, that is not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea. Stop the stacks for both Naga Siren and the Sven, and he can even ward aggressively and stop those stacking. That could work out very well for them. There's nobody in Power Gaming who's going to take stacks, but you already have a lane clear in the beginning. But you have a good lane clear within Jacko and his Juggernaut. Probably going to go has to go for the Flame Fury build this game, obviously. You have some nice initiation on the Slardar, so you don't really need much more, and the Mirana as well. Chen also gives you a bit of a pushing power early game, if that's what you want. And the healing ward from the Juggernaut plus the Chen creeps can work out pretty nicely. And Chen still seems pretty nice. I mean, he's not like top tier hero anymore, but he can work out. He even goes for the Hadoken first. It's not as good as the Harpy, but it'll do. It'll do it, I guess, in the beginning. And they really want to stop Retribution from getting those last hits in the early game, I suppose. Oh, Sanka getting killed in the top lane. Right, the combination. I forgot how strong this lane is. Vengeful Spirit with the stud, double stud, triple stun on the Torrent. It's impossible to not get the Torrent off when you have double stun in the lane. But apparently they want to do the same thing in the top lane. However, Masquerade is much harder to go against. Sticky Napalm is a bit too strong. Slardar is very weak laner as opposed to Bad Rider. Yeah, and the Chen also will make the lanes a bit weaker, which makes it hard for the guys at Power Gaming to really come with a strong pick. Maybe the Enchanters would have been better in the situation, if that's what they really wanted to do. Just stop stacks and whatnot. God damn it. God damn it. Stop getting that combo off. Jesus Christ, Slardar, stop dying. Don't go into lane. Just leave the lane. Accept it. Accept it. This lane is just not working out for you. Yeah, why did they pick Chen? Okay. I'm not the only one wondering. I'm really trying to see what the Chen is going to do. But I don't want to diss it just yet because I don't think it's necessarily a bad pick. I think that we're just not seeing it, right, guys? Alright? I accept my own stupidity as a caster, and I will accept that maybe sometimes I don't get what's happening. Chen will also get... How the fuck does he get a kill on Naga? Oh, with the creep. Okay. Meanwhile, on the top lane, sorry, we just see the Ogre Magi die, but Jackal Ace will kill the Bat Rider. Support for off lane works out very well here. And I mean that's very worth it because Juggernaut gets solo XP from that kill. First of all, it also gets all the gold. Well, I mean that doesn't really matter, but gets a lot of gold from it, which is fantastic. On top of that, the Ogre Magi died, sure, and that's a bit of gold for the Bat Rider. But that's just an Ogre Magi. and you don't really care if the Ogre Magi dies too much in the early game, honestly. And the Nagasaren dying in the mid lane is pretty big. I'm assuming DTC got him with an arrow, and then the Chen just killed him off with his Hell Color, which is fine. And Chen is even using stacks. That's amazing. That's going to be a pretty farm Chen. Meanwhile, on this top lane, Malzun and Masquerade are fighting head-on, and Ogre Magi can tank quite a lot of hits. The immense amount of regen he has is not a joke. But Jacko has the Blade Fury as well, so if Batter... That's what I like as well about the Juggernaut. If Batter plays a bit too aggressively, he can't kill the Juggernaut because of the Blade Fury, and he might just die himself. Because the movement speed for a Batter in general is pretty low, as opposed to Juggernaut. Juggernaut has 305, I believe, base movement speed, and Batter has 290. So, is it 290? 65. Yeah, it is 290. Okay, good. I know their base movement speed, guys. Woo, best caster. So usually especially once he gets the phase boots, or even gets a wind lace, if he decides to go for that, Ezekiel, the Batter, has a hard time running away. Can't really kill him with Firefly either. So it's one of the better melees to go against him, especially in a dual lane, like in the off lane, because the Batter will also have to deal with the Ogre Magi, obviously, right? So even though he's against a dual melee lane, which is usually bad against this dude, he's actually going to have a lot of struggle, and he's not going to the jungle just yet. MTR decided to leave the lane. Very smart on MTR side, though. This is what you should be doing, really. Like, farm the jungle best you can. And I mean, he's doing a very smart... using the trees to... Oh, that technique is called. Jesus Christ. Oh, no! The Centaur from the Chen stuns him again, but they do get the kill in the end of the Centaur, which is unfortunate. That's a lot of gold going the Battrider's way. What is this called? Choke point. Yeah, choke point jungling. That's what it's called. Choke point jungling. He's doing the choke point jungling here with the Slardar. No Iron Talon is still doing it. It's quite good. I mean, Slardar doesn't have the biggest armor without the Iron Talon. He really wants to get the Iron Talon in. It doesn't have that much damage against jungle and creeps, but he's all right. You know, he's all right. You can do a bit against him. Which has been doing quite a lot, huh? Oh, harassing the... He even has a Wildkin, so he could get the stacks early. What level is he as opposed to everyone else? He's top leveling. Better than the enemy support, that's for sure. Also better than the Slardar. The issue with getting stacks, though, is the Batter can also take him really easily. So you don't really... Also, I'm surprised that the Chen is not going and trying to take... Oh! Oh! Can you take... Oh my god, this Ogre Magi is on fire! Takes 3 out of the 4 last hits. Oh, and we also missed a kill. I think that was more exciting. Sorry. Okay, let's get back into the game. Because we are missing a lot of kills in this mid lane. This is an easy kill on DTC. Moonlight Shadow, but the Riptide will hit anyway, and the Torrent will as well. Doesn't have enough for the Torrent. And no level of net. What are you doing? I mean, well, that's fine, actually. But really, second level of Mirror Image? Is that really that better? That much better? The cooldown? No. I actually don't see why you would get a second level of Mirror Image over the net. There's one level of net allows you to get kills in the Mirana. You can also see her through invincibility. If she doesn't have leap, it's pretty bad. I like the. I think you should get a level of net. I don't like that the Chen is not roaming though and seeing if the enemy team has stacks. This is one stack. There's another one which is being taken by Nagasari. I think there was one here earlier. Luckily the Ancients aren't stacked yet, but there should be many more sentries coming out of the Chen. Yeah, you love getting items, but if you just got a bunch of sentries in the Chen and just went around the enemy jungle and just destroyed most of their warding spots, or destroyed most of their stacking spots, and oh no, the Slardar is just dead again. They have a stun. MTR has to use the Slithering Crush. Can they catch him? Xbox the spot, and this Slardar is really mad, but he's gonna run away. This slippery fish is not gonna be caught out by Proxy unless they hit him with one last torrent. Proxy predicts the unpredictable movements and gets the kill. Fantastic. Omniscience available onto Masquerade, but they know the creeps are coming. The Blade Fury is all they need. They even have the chain creeps here, and Masquerade is also dead. Now, with the power of the Juggernaut, they get a kill in this top lane, and now we'll try to take this tower, as so does Mongolz. And it seems like we're having a symmetrical world here, where two lanes are going very, very similar. See, you see the power of the Chen, though, in the early game. I mean, the Enchanters would have done the same thing, which is why I question why not pick the Enchanters over the Chen. But she is much weaker against Batter. Why would you TP in there, MTR? Okay, she goes in. There's a lot of TPs coming in. They might be able to save him. No, they're not. But at least they might get a kill on Proxy as a revenge kill. In they go. They don't have any more mana in DDZ, but he's going to keep hitting AAA. He has Phase Boots, so he does quite a lot of damage, but AAA is juking him, while Ogre Magic gets a kill on the Kunkka in the backlines. Look at that juke from the Vengeful Spit! Ring around the rosy! And he does then end up going down. No. For a second, I thought the Ogre Magic bought a second Windlace. Like, why? Why would you do that? I actually don't know if Windlace is stacked in terms of movement. Pretty sure they don't. Most movement speed items don't stack, but it would be stupid because it's not even. It's out of the question. Right, they now switch around and they put the Slaughter in the solo lane as they move the... Oh no, Chen. They have a lasso. Chen, just give up. Just give up, Chen. Pause! Tactical pause. Can we save the Chen? Can we save the Chen? Please don't kill our Chen. Okay, no, he's dead for sure. And this is the last agonizing moments. Imagine seeing the last 30 seconds of your death over and over again. Actually, even a whole movie about it. In fact, it's based on a Greek myth. Let's see. Oh, I mean, he's gonna go down for sure. Tries to deal a bit of damage before he dies, but I mean, what could you do there? They don't even waste the lasso. It's good usage of the, or not wasting of the ultimates by this team. They even swap the Slaughter into the mid lane now, and the Juggernaut into the bottom lane. I like this lane swapping that they're doing in Power Gaming. Is this Leo Legends? But I do like the lane swapping they're doing. Moving around, Jacko going to the bottom lane. You have in the mid lane, you have a Slaughter now getting a bit more gold. And most importantly, experience to get to level 6. Because once he gets to level 6, he's finally useful again, regardless of what items he has. And since the Mirana is doing fine in terms of farm anyway. They also need to deny the stacks, though. They need to start moving around the enemy jungle and start denying some stacks. Because there's already one here for this fan. Oh, where are the Naga Siren stacks? There's no Naga Siren stacks anymore. But they're going to start coming out again. And they need to stop doing that. Or they need to start. Power Gaming needs to really deny that. There's no other way of doing so. Okay, one quick second. I just need to tap something. And the second I miss is actually the biggest team fight for now. DDZ is going to be caught out to up in the sky. And he's going to go down thanks to the power of the Bat Rider. But, sorry about that. Just a package in my door. With that, Mirana does go down. Pretty good kill for Mongolz. And they will... I like that. They actually managed to really stabilize and put a lot of pressure into the enemy team. The Juggernaut is still very farm, but not so much so. Or not too much above the Sven. And I'm assuming he's going to go Yasha so he can get a bit more of an early game. And then go for Blade or Battle Fury, so you can, farm a bit better, and also stake the enemy stacks. And this is important because being able to stake these stacks, they have no stacks themselves, right? Because they don't want to risk that. But being able to take those stacks, the stack game is super important in this game. And they use a lasso on Jacko, but there's no TPs coming, which is a bit weird. The Moonlight Shadow is available, and even the Omni Slash is available. So I don't know. Jacko still wants to take this tower, and he's gonna do so. I mean, oh, never mind the denial from the Battle in the last second. And with that, Masquerade gonna be caught up by the Ignite. The arrow misses, but the Starstorm will not miss, and Masquerade will go down from the power of the Lunar Beam. Now Proxy in trouble, so they're in Crush. X marks the spot though, and with that, Torrent brings him back. MTR can get the stun before he does go up in disguise, but he's been slowed heavily, and the Infused Raindrop will save him from a bit of damage. And now the Hand of God wants to go into Proxy, and the counter kill will happen as MTR is unkillable. There's no mana left on this fence, so they can't actually kill this Slardar. And thanks to the Hand of God, they turn around that team fight as they also managed to get. Did they all get another kill on the battery? Oh no, that was the earlier kill. They also managed to take the stacks from the Naga Siren in the early game, which was really, really good here by Mongolz. By Power Gaming, as they come back into the game pretty heavily with that. They also deny any sort of possible comeback from the enemy team, and now the Chen with his army of creeps can proceed to do a lot of damage. And look, now that they have a lot more vision and they took the mid-tier 1 tower, that's also very important. Taking the mid-tier 1 tower means that you can actually check the ancient stacks. These 2 towers, so whereas the dire triangle is these, I guess this is the triangle, right? Fucking a square or whatever, because of the Roshan. Oh no, Mirana in trouble. The boat is coming in. Oh no, Mirana gonna be brought back into a boat, and the Titanic will hit very hard as Mirana goes down. The Chen cannot really help much with his creeps. Now the Song of the Siren comes out. They want to have a good setup on the 2 supports, and the Torrent's already up. JYC up in the sky, goes down, proceeds to move down to die as Jacko is spinning to winning. Spinning and winning here. Luckily not being caught out by the X marks the spot, and somehow they leave Mozun, so that's pretty good. They could have actually netted Mozun, but that's beyond the point. They could actually get both kills, but they committed too much to one instead. Honestly, Chen is pretty easy. Yeah, Chen is pretty easy. Anyway, the point is, you take these, so the dire triangle is these, right? Is this thing, right? That's the triangle. Whereas the Radiant triangle is actually a bit longer. Oh, sorry, it's like... Yeah, actually, it's just a straight line, more or less, because it goes to the Ancients, right? And so the good point is that once you take those 2 towers, you can have a bit more vision on the Ancients. And you can tell by the fact that that was only a 2-stack that Sven just took. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, Starter gets a kill, but he's going to be lassoed and torrented as he dies. DDZ now trying to fight this Hand of God, comes out a bit too late, though, and that is not going to help them. That Hand of God was a bit... Wait, no. Was that a Hand of God? Okay, never mind. That was a... Sorry, that was a magic stick. That was my bad. I know why I thought that was a Hand of God there. It seemed like there was a little bit of a healing, and I think that was just a magic stick. Yeah, my bad, my bad. Either way, though, if there was a Hand of God, that would have been a much easier engagement for him. Hand of God is also good in the early game, a bit more so than the Enchantress, so I guess it makes sense. Pick Enchantress if you want better laning, but pick Chen if you have better early game, right? And with that, I mean, luckily the Juggernaut's actually even with the Sven in terms of farm. He's taking a lot of their enemy creep or enemy jungle as well, trying best he can to prevent the Naga Siren from recovering as well, because they know that they actually crushed her pretty decently in the early game. Her Radiance will not come minute 15 or so, which is the normal good timing, especially if you skip everything. Her goal per minute is down to 400, not too high, so you want to prevent that Radiance best as you can. And they're using the Chen for this, obviously. Smart choice. And then Juggernaut with the Blade Fury, or Battle Fury, that's going to come out very soon. They even take down the Roshan. This lasts to find more early. I mean, Power Gaming has clearly practiced against Naga Siren. They know what to do. They don't want to let this go into the late game, and they're not going to let that happen. Even with the Radiance, the Naga Siren is not unbeatable, because you have to consider that she is still quite weak without the Octarine Core. The Octarine Core is really the item that makes her so strong. Not only because of the HP and their healing. The healing is negligible, but not only because of the HP, but because of the reduction in her ultimate. And that's pretty big. Oh no. TDZ is going to be called out again. TDZ, come on. That X is so annoying to Mirana. Arrow comes out, at least hits the Bad Rider. Is she? What? The arrow was blocked by the Bad Rider, but then they actually managed to walk away, so the Bone and Torrent both miss, and Masquerade is going to go down here to the Slaughter Power? Why would that happen? Now the Windlays... Why would they do that? Why would you block the arrow with your body, which was a smart play, because then the Kunkka can get his combo off, and then fail the X marks the spot combo? That was not smart. Also, 2 levels of X, 3 levels of Tidebringer? No way. That is not enough range for the X marks the spot. At least the 3rd level. Back when Kunkka was played, like, actually played occasionally in the mid lane, you know, they still got 3 levels of X. That 3 levels of X is the magic spot. The 800 range is the magic spot. 1000 is, well, 1000 is better, obviously. If you can get 1000 range, that's better. You know, if you can max X, that's better. But, also the cooldown, you know. 14 seconds as opposed to 20, huge difference. I mean, 8 seconds is ideal. Again, the max level is better, but, really, no. No. Stop. The Kunkka is just not. You have to, no, use them better. Anyway. And the Chen can also take stacks really easily. Actually, didn't think of that either. Double Wike. Wild Wing? That's what they call him in Dota 2? Okay. Wild Wing. I guess the Naga Siren does have an ease to taking the Chen creeps though. And, oh, mess up the stack. Mess up the stack and take it to Jackal, realizing it's not the smartest choices because he could have died, but he did mess up the stack, so that's pretty smart. Unless he stacked it himself. No, okay. Fuck you, creep, he says. Fuck you. Now they're going to take the stacks really soon. They're going to play an aggressive play here with a starter, there's a Blink Dagger. But Sanke knows this is going to happen, so he's going to take the stack really quickly. Again, I got another dual stack, which is not too great, but it's better than nothing. As the Blade Fury will also come out really soon on Jackal. He's waiting for that. That Blade Fury is basic for his survival in this game. They're going to get it really early, too. His gold per minute is insane. Considering he has not been doing anything special to get that extra gold. Meanwhile, Naga Siren is not really that far away from the Radiance herself. Only 1,100 gold away, which is not too much. And with that, it does seem like a very scary game for Power Gaming. It seems like a ticking time bomb of a lineup with Sven and Naga Siren going to destroy you in the late game. But if you choose to go for both heroes being farmed, that might not work out for you. Because eventually Sven will lose a lot of farm. And he won't be able to get the usual GPM that he does. In comes Jackal, trying to steal the tower, the healing ward's available, and even the Chen keeps tanking if they need it. They can't quite destroy the healing ward, they have no way of doing so, and even though they want to get the kill of a Blade Fury, it makes it really hard for them to actually stop the Juggernaut from moving. Meanwhile, Mirana, who's really close to getting her axe, will get a decent timing as well. I mean, again, ideally you don't want to get it like 18 or 19 minutes in, but pre-20 is alright. It's always alright. Now, Jacko, no Blink Dagger, so he doesn't have the extra mobility usually let you get on the Juggernaut. He does have the Blade Fury. Or Battle Fury. God damn, that's the Battle Fury. Which is going to help him a lot against these towers. And look, the Blade Fury comes out. The X marks the spot, but that's only on the Slardar. Or, sorry, only on the Pet Rider. I believe, right? Yeah. They do save him that time. But they almost killed him off, so you have to be very careful. They kill off the chain creeps, though. At least the 2 centaurs. They keep the 2 wild wings. And with their aura, they get a bit of extra armor, which is not bad for pushing towers. I mean, 3 armor. It's like having a lads in your team. It's alright, really. The active ability is just not that great. Meanwhile, the Radiance onto... I like that one. The Radiance onto Retribution. Available now 17 minutes in. If they can get it at the same time as the Axe, yeah, that's good. So, the Radiance is worse in lane clearing than a Mirana Axe, which is why Mirana Axe is actually quite a nice counter to Naga Siren. Doesn't matter. Do you ever wonder why Naga Siren isn't picked because, or as much anymore, despite the fact that, you know, it seems like the illusion meta is the thing. That's because of Mirana. Mirana clears illusions way too quickly and doesn't really require that big of an item to do so. Actually, costs around the same thing as the Battle Fury. And Juggernaut, you know, is still there with the Battle Fury to help out. And now that they do have the Battle Fury, they can easily take the stacks down. Even using the amplified damage to amplify the damage onto all the creeps. Very smart movement. And the Alpha Wolf to also help him. Yeah, it is really hard to do. Oh, look at how these creeps go. They even use the Wild Wing to... Oh no, they can't proxy with the arrow. Can they actually finish him off? They're all running to him. The Yash is available. Even the Tornado's running to him. They want to kill him off. The Omniscience is available. And yes, the Juggernaut, or the Kunkka will go down. And in they go. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the Songless Siren to reset this. They have a lasso, but they don't have a boat, so they can't actually use the setup. And they realize the Songless Siren is going to be useless without that boat. That boat is part of the big reason why the Songless Siren is so useful this match. This means the tower is easily going to go down to the power of power gaming. The power of power gaming. The Riptide was, I mean, they tried to use a little bit of creep skipping. He's alright, but didn't work out for them well enough. And now this mid tower will go down. And, oh, the arrow coming in. It's not going to hit anything. In comes the Sven. Jacob being stunned out, but Jacob comes back in with the Hand of God. And they almost kill Sanke. If they manage to kill him, that would be great. The swap is not actually saving. The boat will hit almost everything thanks to the torrent. The Kunkka is turning around this team fight as the lasso hits DDZ. And now everyone's on the run. Power gaming against the ropes. The last net comes in, and they will hunt a wild Mirana. The only thing that lives is a Chen, who also did not use the Test of Faith properly. Or not fast enough, apparently. And with that, that's almost 4 dead for a tower and for a Sven. Definitely not worth it. As Mongolz get back into the game, the ticking time bomb keeps on ticking. The ticking time bomb keeps on ticking. Juggernaut gets the Monta style, which is great, but it really seems like Blink Dagger would have been a better choice in this game. I mean, you still want to get Monta style, but you want to get it afterwards. For that, Kunkka taking them in tower. Torrent available to him as well. And the Kunkka's gonna go for Morgan. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna go for the Landham Kunkka build. It's not actually that. I mean, some casters really praise it as being the only build you should go on Kunkka, but there's a variety of things. Honestly, in this game it works out because you have a really good setup for the Tidebringer, but in some games you can't really hit with a Tidebringer. You have to play Kunkka in a very supportive kind of way. Armor is always great because the armor toggling will usually save you, and there's nothing much here in this game that can stop armor toggling. So that's why you saw armlet on a lot of heroes. It's smart. It's smart, but it's not the only build. Some casters really love it too much. Also, they're not getting X marks the spot. You can see the effect of it. You know, they thought he had a good setup, which is why he only got levels of he only got up to level 3, and then before up to level 2, and max Tidebringer instead. And in the end, that didn't work out that well for them, because they couldn't get the solo kills in the early game. Actually, lost a lot in the early game as a result. You know, luckily power. I mean, they were winning for a while, but power giving, there's no difference anymore. You're also up against the Naga Siren in this event. Yeah, the Mirana can clear lanes really well, especially with her Ags, but it's gonna start getting very dangerous for this team. As the Roshan is also about to spawn, if they can take it, this would be fantastic. They seem to really be guarding the Roshan, or at least the enemy Ancients. Can't quite tell. Echo Saber on this event means that his BKB is the next item to come by, and that is gonna hurt the power gaming team. I mean, the Juggernaut deals a lot of physical damage, that's true, but with the Radiance also annoying you, the Trial Boot's already on the Naga Siren herself. That's scary. Because the Octane Core will come next, probably, or Manta style. Honestly, Manta style seems like a better option. This game will come out from Fire Gaming. This game has been much more even, really, in terms of lag, so it's fantastic. Glad to see that happen. Now let's see. The Vlads will also be coming out on the Chen, and the Vlads will also help out a lot of the Juggernaut sustain, so that's nice. Obviously, you'd rather have Ags, but you know at this point you can't. Beggars can't be choosers. Chen is not farming that well either. Starter himself going for the big AB to at least protect himself against the Song of the Siren, possibly. And the Juggernaut is going to start going for Blink Dagger so he can actually be more aggressive. They need to start taking objectives really quickly though, because if Power Gaming can't win the next, say, 10-20 minutes, the Sven and the Naga Siren are going to get out of control. And the late game, they just don't have enough late game. Miranda's great, and so is Juggernaut, but what do you do against a Naga Siren really in the late game? You're going to be unable to withstand her illusion spam, and you'll definitely lose. So they really have to do a lot more. The net worth is slowly creeping up to Mongolz just because they have better farming speed as well, and you can't really do much against that. It seems like a very, very, what's it called? Like, desperate situation. Now, with this, Gaming already, and so is Mongolz. To keep attacking, keep the aggression up. But yeah, it seems like Mongolz, honestly, they just all their main goal here is just to stall the game best as they can, and they're doing a good job of it already. The illusion spy might come out by the Juggernaut now to you know, illusion spam with a Manta style, and they only have a sentry ward here, but they just have no observer ward, so if the Roshan is up, this is actually a really easy Roshan. And in fact, putting a sentry down would be a mistake. But they already start out with the arrow. They know there's no wards around here. This observer ward, so this sentry ward ensures that there's no wards around either. And right now, Mongolz is none the wiser as the Roshan is falling, and this Roshan is exactly what they need to go to take the next team fight. They're probably going to give the Aegis to Jackal. That's going to give him a lot of gold anyway. And he needs to go for Scotty himself. Does not seem like he would go for Lincolns. I mean, Lincolns, actually, it could go for Lincolns. Lincoln's pretty good against Power, so it actually makes sense. Either one would work. And in this situation, you already see a TP. Morana gonna really punish this poor Kunkka. Has the arrow, but not gonna use it, waiting for that TP. Now the combo comes out from the Kunkka. Can that actually kill DZ? Not enough damage. And DZ's gonna keep following and still not using the arrow. Finally used it. Proxy, this is your time to actually TP away. But the enemy team is also coming to help. And Vengeful Spirit is here with a swap. Can they actually finish him off in time? They will do so. And now they're playing a disadvantage. The Vengeful Spirit is not actually caught out in that Song of the Siren. And the Naga Siren has actually has to leave Retribution. Oh no, what a misplay here by the supports of Mongolz. Now they lost all their initiation while the Juggernaut has an Aegis. This is the time to fight. They're starting to start to push this tower. They have the Alpha Wolf as well helping them out, and the Chen with his creeps is going around the bottom lane trying to harass this Bad Rider a bit. Still wondering that's going to be a Lincolns for Jackal. He seems to love that item, but like it could be a Lincolns really. No, it's going to be a Scotty. It's going to be a Scotty. That's going for some serious late game. That's going for some really serious late game. Let's see now. I go for this tower. Nope. Well, Jack was more than excited. Why would you bloodlust these? Oh, okay, no, that was just a guess. I thought he did bloodlust Jackal. I was like, really? Also, Alpha Wolf, attack the tower, man. I know it's not that much damage that you're adding, but it's a bit. You know, it's not gonna help you or not gonna hurt you to do that. Always maximum efficiency, boys. Maximum efficiency. Oh, no. They're going to grab Jackal. Moonlight Shadow comes in, and the age is going to be wasted in a matter of seconds. The Omniscience is here, and he might want to fight this. In comes MTR, but the boat is going to grab him, and there's the Omniscience. Comes out. Doesn't deal enough damage just yet to kill anyone. Sunk control, but the BKB is activated. They can only stop an illusion, and this could be it for Power Gaming as Mongol are starting to get the team fight up. The Hand of God comes out, but Jackal can heal himself fast enough. The healing ward is also not there in time. Mozun will die together with his friendly carry, and JYC unable to save his friend. He doesn't get the test of faith in time. Will go down himself. That's 3 dead for a Kunkka. In addition to an Aegis lost. Yeah, Mongols are really taking over this game now with these team fights. Every team fight is crucial if you're Power Gaming, and that Aegis was also crucial. And as you saw, went for Octarine Core over the Manta style. I was thinking about that. It really helps you out in that situation. And DDZ. Oh, finds an arrow on the AAA. Doesn't want to blink in. Could have gotten a kill, but maybe. I mean, you really want to get next to her and then kill her with a second Starstorm. It's hard. It's not easy. At least you can clear the creep waves really easily and keep the lanes pushed a bit, so Naga Siren doesn't have that much effect. But look at the net worth, though. Look at that worth chart, so you can already see it. Look at that graph. Look at that graph. Mongols. Oh no. Oh no. Mongols does not want to leave this tournament like that. They're not going to leave on a 2-0. They want to get back into the game and destroy their enemy team, being Power Gaming. Now let's see. With this Power Gaming more than ready to proceed the attack here. But they are against the ropes a bit more now. With Naga Siren and Sven getting their farm. As I talked about, the Naga Siren will have the issue that she's going to take most of Sven's farms. So you can see the Sven is actually not out farming the Juggernaut. But it's doing a pretty good job of staying stable. And you can see that Mirana how low she is in terms of net worth. Sorry, how low she is. Don't mean to use that insult. The Moonlight Shadow is going to also come out. And they're not going to use much of it. Which makes me question why the Moonlight Shadow was used in the first place. Doesn't seem like DDZ had much purpose in it. He has Linkens though. So, I can only presume that Linkens will be used in the Juggernaut from now on, and the Scotty will just then come out of the Juggernaut. That way you save your most important carry. You're probably not going to be cut out because, you know, either DDZ is going to be cut out by the lasso and then Linkens blocks it, or he's going to block it, help the Juggernaut block it. And if you don't block that, at least you block the swap, or you block the... I mean, Linkens will be a good item on Juggernaut too, but the Scotty is a necessary item right now. He needs the extra HP, he needs the extra damage and whatnot. And look at his Jackal. I mean, Jackal is doing a really good job of keeping up the farm. His gold per minute, despite his deaths, which are 2 and only 2 kills, he's keeping up a 600 gold per minute, which is insane. And he finally gets a Scotty, which was so anxious about. No mobility, but he does have a slowdown on his hero. Might help out a lot. And with this, will Jackal find something? Perhaps this Sven. And they're going to start him out. The link is being used to him, like I said. The Battle Rider not coming in with the lasso. They do cancel the Linkens, but the Battle Rider will be cancelled himself as the swap comes in. The Omniscience is still available, but Jackal doesn't use it in time. The Hand of God will save him, giving those precious extra seconds to Omniscience away. Can Jackal do it? The Healing Ward is up. The arrow hits the Vengeful Spirit. The Song of the Siren will hit him, and they will stop the Healing Ward. They will stop it. Sanka's ready. Jacko has the spin to win. And Jacko comes in back and wants to TP away. But the net. That net. It destroys him. And he didn't want to get in the early game. JYC also dies. Ogre Magi in the same boat. And DDZ trying to kill at least Sanke. Wants to get that final kill. But the Naga Siren too annoying. Too impossible to fight against her net. 5-man white, they say. Mongolz wants to get Power Gaming's blood and drink it in a goblet. And they do so as they spill it all over the ground. A full act of disrespect for this team. And I think Mr. Korea Dude is really he's not happy. He's not really happy about the whole Power Gaming losing. And yeah, right now the Naga side is going to start a losing spam. But it's 30 minutes in. I mean, it's a bit ridiculous that 30 minutes in you're actually winning by this much. You're actually having this much farm. Not winning by this much, you actually have this much farm. Retribution's about to get him out of style. Like, usually you see this 40 minutes in Mirana, not 30 minutes in, or not Mirana, 40 minutes in Naga side. Almost 20k net worth is a 40 minutes in thing. Her goal per minute is ridiculous no matter what. Why is it not the end? What's wrong with this? Okay. I don't know what just happened there, but I couldn't practice stats. As you know, as an experienced caster, I don't change it like this because that's fucking ridiculous. So I use my little keys. And yeah. Sorry, I don't know why it wasn't changing, but as you can see, the gold per minute is around 600. It's insane. I mean, if you look at XP per minute as well, it's pretty high. I mean, the Sven especially. Sven has gotten all the levels, and he's the guy that needs more levels than the Naga Siren, so it's pretty smart on him. She's obviously getting less XP per minute because of the fact that, well, she's farming with her illusions, right? So you don't get experience from that. Game is paused though, as Sara reconnects. Please don't make this game longer than it needs to be, as it's already, I can already smell a really long game. Mainly because I wonder why. I mean, I suppose the reason why this game is going to go so long is because the Naga Siren is going to push it off, but at the same time, why would you want to do that? Because you're already winning by a lot. There's not much items you need it left. Maybe Diffusal Blade instead of the Aquila, perhaps. You don't really need that. Scotty, you can also grab out. Scotty gives you a lot of extra stats. Harder to ask if you want to go the full HP build. Sven is also really tanky. Sven has his core items now with Daedalus also to add some damage. Now Satanic will probably coming out on the Sven. Actually, I would get Travels than Satanic. Meanwhile, Power Gamers are kind of against the ropes and don't know how they're going to really deal with this Naga Siren, especially with a Song of Siren every 45 seconds. It's a great setup. In addition, you combine that with a Kunkka. Like, even with the great initiation with Power Gaming, you can easily cancel that out with a Song of Siren. And the only thing the only way you can cancel a Song of Siren is through BKBs. But the Juggernaut did not go for a BKB himself. The Slardar has been trying to get that BKB for ages. And the Mirana also went for a Linkage over the BKB, so they decided to ignore the Song of the Siren. Hope that it wouldn't, do much. And oh my god, MTR almost died there. In fact, he's gonna die to the Naga Siren, to just a boat combination. I proxied this with a long range bow. He still got it though. So good job there, killing off the Slardar really easily just with illusion and a boat and torrent combination. Level 4 torrent is what it does, or level 3 actually. Oh, okay. He finally maxed X1 on the spot though, which is fantastic. Meanwhile, DDZ really afraid to find the resolution, trying to resolution. Or Retribution? Sorry, not Resolution. Retribution. Because Resolution also plays a really good Naga Siren. But Retribution can easily kill off the Mirana if he wants to. Honestly, he shouldn't be that scared. If he gets a heart of Scotty, he's going to be set for life, really. He's going to be unkillable, first of all. And second of all, he's going to be very, very powerful in terms of damage. And with a gem... Oh, I forgot that the illusions can use the gem, so... He's going to be dewarding the whole map, taking away enemy vision, while the Sven can also do his own pushing. So split pushing is going to become more and more powerful. Like I said, ticking time bomb of a draft, huh? Look at that, DDZ almost died to an illusion. That's not good. Naga Siren illusions are too powerful. Lasso comes in, and Jacko in trouble, but more probably not going to die in time, right? The Hanagon's going to help him out. Never mind! The Omnislash is going to come out last second, but as a last-stage effort to try to save him, and they can't quite catch him. The swap is there, so swap plus 1 hit for the Sven. Actually finishes off the Slaughter before he can even use the Slithering Crush. The Lincolns stops the net, but in comes Sanke, kills JYC, and Masquerade wants to join in as well. Retribution is now running rampant over this base. He has a Song of the Siren. That's another setup. The boat is ready, and they just use it as... Okay, that was terrible. Terrible timing, guys. But Mozuin at least dies. Seriously, you can actually time it very easily because you can just see the boat coming. It's a very slow projectile, so it's not really that hard to do. Don't do that, Retribution. Don't fuck up. Okay. Either way, though, they do kill 3, and there's no buyback on the Juggernaut either. And the Banner is set. The Vengeful Spirit died. Sacrificed herself to kill the Juggernaut, but very much worth it. And the Sven even killed the Slaughter as a collateral by pure accident. So that's a big deal. Sanke evading the arrow, the turrets, just to do a bit of zone out. They have the Moonlight Shadow on, but they want to take the racks already, and they will take down the melee racks first, and then proceed to the ranged ones. With that, they want to defend their base, but they seem unable to, and like I said, why extend this really long when you can just win now, and the Diffuse will be coming out of Retribution. Much more of an aggressive build. They're not thinking about split pushing, they're thinking about winning now. That Diffuser will give him a lot of agility, which is great for the illusion, steals a lot of damage, and will completely crush most people in power gaming, in addition to getting her that extra slow, which is fantastic. With that, how Diffuse will play pickup. Oh, no, that's alright. No way. No, kidding. That's just an illusion. They got really excited, but they realized that there's all just illusions. The Kunkka's even using the little technique to actually stay in the top lane and keep pushing. And the great thing about Tidebringer Kunkka, which is the other reason why he got in this game. I mean, it's a good build. It's not the only build, like I said, but it's a good build regardless. Lanham is smart about it. But the great thing about Tidebringer Kunkka build is that he actually still deals so much damage to lane creeps. And is very good at pushing. And oh no, Jacko could be caught out. He's to be caught out. There was no Lincolns on him, so they won't wait to stop the lasso. But Masquerade will be going down as well himself if he's not careful. Roshan will finally die. Dire take the Roshan. The arrow doesn't quite hit the Bat Rider, and the Juggernaut does get the Aegis this time. But Mongolz still excited. Oh, Sven, does he want to fight? No. Okay. Bat Rider will actually make it out alive thanks to those trial boots. Or that TP, sorry. Surprised not have trial boots yet. And the Kunkka, who now is going to crit for a lot of damage with a Tidebringer, will hurt quite a lot. Well, the Sven himself, already leading in terms of farm, beating the Naga Siren, or actually just having a little fight with Naga Siren. Will have Satanic ready for himself. That's going to be even more damage. Now should buy Trial Boots, though. Naga Siren herself with Diffusal Blade level 1. And going to grab a... I wouldn't say a Heart at this point, or Scotty. Heart or Scotty really work out. Neither one is really perfect. And that board and Torrent both missed on the Kunkka. That was not the greatest of idea. As to use the Shadow Blade, should be able to get away regardless. As the Butterfly comes out on the Juggernaut, it's ready. DSwordfish, D-Shark. Is that what you say? Hey, Bop Bop. Man, I'm taking a liking to you, huh? Anyway. Pretty sure Mongolz is gonna be able to win this game. Honestly, it does not like power game. He can't win, but it kind of is. Naga Siren in the late game. How do you beat that? Especially with the lineup you had, it was pretty good at lane clearing. But for example, Lincoln's might have been a better item on Juggernaut than Scotty, but they had to finish up with the Scotty and they couldn't do so. A couple messed up team fights by them, and the Omnislash realizing it's not that great in the late game to initiate because it doesn't actually deal that much damage, especially without extra damage. Give me a second. And the Butterfly, which is pretty great, but it's not going to be good enough to actually finish off anything. Sadly. Now let's see. Marauder has the Ags. Oh, Masquerade. Oh, there it is. Has the Leg and Lasso, but doesn't quite use it in the end. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Frankly, power gaming here, it's it's kind of against the ropes. I'm trying to find like some sort of hole or angle to do this from, but it doesn't seem like there are any really. They might want to go for a smoke egg, utilizing that Aegis Mist, but it doesn't seem like they're just gonna do much for him when they have a reset button. Right now, what Mongolz is doing, by the way, is just waiting out that Aegis because they can. And putting pressure on the lanes and getting farm on their heroes anyway. They have a travel with this Fed, and now he might just sell the Echo Saber and get something more useful like a Sakura's, which actually deal 4 DPS on his Sven. And with that, and then Tyr gonna be found out? No. Okay, bad chance to disconnect from the game. Mozun. By the way, the Hyperstone is better than the Echo Saber in the late game, always, if you can actually grab that. But in some situations, you'd rather keep the Echo Saber for the extra burst damage you get in the early game and the slow, so, you know. There's a lot of considerations to be made with the Echo Saber. Nagasaren with the Illusion Spam will at least put the power giving guys in a really bad position. Because they have to constantly push out against the Illusions. They have to also find kills. They can't really go for Smoke Eggs, so the Illusions will then push them out. And that puts him in such a bad position because you can't really do the smoke egg technique. You have to wait for the late game perhaps, but when you late game, what are you gonna do? Maybe Mjolnir on the Mirana should come out. This whole going full on caster Mirana doesn't seem like a great idea. That Slaughter pick was completely wasted in the end. And the amplified damage plus Juggernaut was nice, but in the early game, but now it's not really doing much. And the Slaughter hasn't been able to do much in the game to begin with. Because his initiations have been pretty bad. The lack of Force Staff also is hurting him. Obviously, he had to go for BKB, but still, you don't really want to have to go for that. Now let's see. Ogre Magi is going to be reconnected to the game, which is good. Good stuff on Mozun. Because now they can actually fight. They might be able to use the Bloodlust pretty efficiently in the late game with a Slaughter and a Juggernaut if they transition into kind of carry-ish roles. But they need the Slaughter initiation, and he hasn't been doing much with this whole game. Yeah, but right now, we're not going to see much team fights, I don't suppose. Like, there's no reason to for the guys at Mongolz, which is sad, but it seems like this game is just gonna go on and go on and go on. If Power Gaming lose this game, and that means that they're gonna be against the ropes in the best of 3 as well. And the last game will be what decides it all. And that means that Power Gaming, despite winning the oh no, GYC, what are you doing? What are you doing? That Moonlight Shadow will not help him enough. They have a net available, but they can't quite use it in time. Don't kill him also, but you have to take out all the wards anyway. And the issue is that if Power Gaming lose, and they lose the second one, and they actually get out of the tournament, that means that even though they won most of the group stages, they would have won nothing else. Nothing but the group stages, you know, no other best of 3 or best of 2 or whatever. And that's bad. That's pretty bad. That's a morale hit for the team. Luckily, they're playing another tournament, and the funny thing is they're playing against Mongolz, who has a really, really bad ping right now. So, it would be very discouraging for them. Do not know why this happens to me every single morning. I can only assume it's allergies, but it sucks when I cast at home. I get these things. It happens to be more in Scotland though, so I suppose it's not really allergies, is it? And on to Eventual Spirit in trouble. There is the bolt coming in, but Sake wants to recover as he almost destroyed the Slaughter. Satanic hasn't been used just yet. Wants to go on to JYC, gonna kill him in a couple hits. Will do so really quickly. Mozu will also go down, and the 2 supports are dead now for Power Gaming. As Slaughter tries to do something thanks to Sanke, has his Satanic, can't use it in time. He even loses his God Strength at the last second, but the Nagasaren meanwhile has been pushing really hard these lanes. Now, just taking the range racks or trying what she can to do so. Maelstrom finally coming out on the Mirana, gonna help her out a lot, like I was saying, to push out against those illusions. One quick second. clear your nose before every cast, and still this happens. It's ridiculous. My body's disgusting. People say their body's a temple, my body's terrible. Right, Retribution keeps doing this. Team fight was not the best of options, though. Like I said, they should have just waited the Aegis and used the illusion spawn. No. The illusion spam to help out there. But what can you do? Monta style or still Naga Siren? Not gonna happen. Juggernaut is gonna be pausing the game here for Power Gaming as he is disconnecting. And I mean, right now with the Mjolnir, they might be able to withstand the illusion spam a bit better. Maelstrom into Mjolnir, they also have the shields for area damage, but the Mirana really needs to transition into a more of a carry physical damage role. Even though it's 40 minutes in, it doesn't seem like that much, but it's really like into the game for the Naga Siren. The gold per minute that's ridiculously high. Everybody has a gold per minute that's ridiculously high. And 20,000 gold for Mongolz doesn't really mean much anymore because we are in the late game. It's pretty early late game, but you know, we are in the late game. Why is it echoing? I don't. It's echoing? I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm not on Skype or anything. Oh, I'm sorry. Shouldn't be echoing. I hope it's fixed, Asmoni. So it could have been a weird thing that was. Yeah, it could have been a weird. Maybe from the sneezing or something, you heard something weird. Maybe I'm sorry, or maybe it sounded like it was echoing. I'm sorry. I really try not to. That said. The Smoke Gang is going to come out on Vengeful Spirit, Masquerade. Okay, that's not really the best of Smoke Gangs, is it? But if they can get a kill at least, especially on Jacko. Has no Aegis, though. They know he's lost it. They're going to go in with a Blade Fury, with a Lasso. They're not going to hit with the boat, but they will stop the Ogre Magic from moving anymore. And Proxy now being completely destroyed here. They need the Naga Siren to help him out. In comes the Slardar. And why is this gank only on 3? The Naga Siren is just killing Mosun in the back line. It's not the smartest of choices. She's lost her gem, so she can't really do much here. But she does have a Battlefly. Mosun will go down. But the Juggernaut has already taken down the 2 in the enemy team. In comes this Vendo. Wants to fight Jacko. The Omnislash comes out, but it's being destroyed by those illusions, so it doesn't really do much. Keeps separating there. Mongolz has the Sanke with a Satanic ready for action. DDZ wants to find him out. If they can kill Sanke, this would be pretty big. And Sanke wants to go back in. There's the defusal. Why don't you go back in using Satanic? Okay, we actually found someone out, I suppose, or just cleared the creep wave. Okay, that would have been better if you just used it on the enemy team, but okay. Retribution, meanwhile, trying to fight here. The Chen has actually killed the Predator in the backlines too. And Sanke now fighting Jacko. They have no God Strength, but they do have a lot of damage on Sanke regardless. They use the Song of the Siren plus Net to stop Jacko. And they can reinitiate if they want to, but the TP comes out. And in the end, Power Gaming again playing defensively. Or sorry, Mongolz again playing defensively. It seems like the Juggernaut got a new breath of fresh air with a Butterfly. And he still has one last item to go for. And the only thing that's a saving grace here for Power Gaming is how well Jacko is itemizing. What? Yeah, actually, surprisingly enough, Jacko is itemizing amazingly well. He went for late game items like Butterfly, Ayaskati, the Ayaskati and Monta style with its farming item, which is Battle Fury. And I know it seems stupid because it's, well, really obvious, but with heroes that have a lot of different builds like Juggernaut, it's actually hard to determine why or what build is good. The Battle Fury is obvious, right? But the whole synergy of the build is high in this guy. And that's because he knew this was going to go into a late game. He knew he was going to get a lot of farm anyway. He knew he had to contest this Ven and a Mirana, or a Naga Siren. I don't know why I keep calling her fucking Mirana. He knew he had to contest both of them. So he needs to go for a late game build, a build that will actually make him a very powerful late game carry, as Juggernaut himself is not really that much. He goes for Butterfly, which to begin with is very powerful against his Venom and Naga Siren, both heroes who don't like or can't really grab an MKB in many situations. And now he can go for an MKB himself. We'll go for a Basher instead. And that's the only mistake he's probably made. The MKB might have been better against the Naga Siren. Not too big a deal though. Now the Omnislash is available. The Blade Dagger also being skipped because he's going to go full on for stats, which also makes sense. Blade Dagger is great for initiation, but if you rely on your teammates for initiating and you just hope that the enemy team initiates upon you, fair enough, you have more stats, you'll win the team fight 1-1, right? So that's the whole point. And he has the Omnislash, which is just used for escape mechanisms right now, or perhaps occasionally to get a kill on a solo target, but that's pretty much it. Now, easy. Clearing these lanes really easily, like I said. The Mirana still has that power, so that's pretty good. The Shiva's in the Maelstrom, a lot of damage. And once she gets the Mjolnir, that's going to hurt a lot. The static charge on the Juggernaut going to be pretty effective. But on the enemy team, you also have the same thing. The Moon Shard already came out on Sanke, so he's fully 6-slotted. Might sell the Echo Saber regardless. DDZ. You don't quite see him. The batter does not give enough vision just yet. He has the gem too. They start off on him, but they have nope. They actually lose the X marks the spot. DZ might be going down regardless. Hand of God to help him out. And Jacko not fighting against 3. Maybe not the best of initiations here. They got a bit too cocky. Jacko in trouble. The torrent is gonna come out, and they don't actually need to use it because Jacko goes down to the power of the enemy team. Mongolz too strong right now, and they do kill the Marana as well. Take the gem. Mozun will also fall to these guys, and Chan has to make it out alive, but they stun him out. No TP for you, they say, as they proceed to destroy him. And the only thing left is a Slardar with a Yule Scepter. With a Yule Scepter bringing him up. The arrow hits Sanke. Good arrow, but the arrow's not enough. Omniscience finally comes out, and it's still gonna keep hitting through the Song of the Siren. Almost kill Retribution as the Sven, or as the Slardar doing something similar. That buyback very effective with the Omni Slash. They still want to find the Sven at the very least. They have amplified damage onto him in a Blade Dagger in just 3 seconds, but that Flame Break is really blocking it out. They have to stun off Sanke, but they don't know where he went. They just don't. And in the end, Sanke will end up juking them out with a really good Flame Break that for 5 seconds disabled that full-on Blink Dagger for 8, actually, technically. But that's Satanic? Okay, yeah. I thought for a second that was Mask of Madness. I'm like, what? He went back for Mask of Madness? As you guys can see, though, the buyback was used regardless. Like, you have to understand that there was double buyback there for the 2 cores, the 2 most important things in Power Gaming Team. The batter gets a kill. Okay, good job on MTR. That was pretty great, actually. Because now they might be forced to buy back on the Slardar as well. At least they can kill the batter as a result. Hits him with the arrow, so, you know, easy kill. That's pretty big because they take back the gem, too. Wait, no, who has the gem now? That gem is going back and forth like a ping pong ball. Shook. Can't quite get this. Needs a good MKB really on this Juggernaut. Through the Radiance and through the Butterfly is just too annoying. But at least this time Mongolz will grab this Roshan. Okay, it wasn't super good. That's great. At least they will take the Roshan. They're gonna get him even more. Power. Let's see, Aegis also coming out on the not Aegis. Agony is also coming out on the Chen. So you can take some Ancients, not many Ancients you want to take at this point, maybe just a Golem, really. That's all you care about. The Dragon's fine, but the Dragon's really only good for pushing, and in this game, it's a bit too late for the Dragon to do much against illusions. Or against the Sven to begin with. You might want to take the Thunder Hide too. The extra damage for the Frenzy is pretty good. It's like a little Troll Warlord. That could be good against the Juggernaut, or with a Juggernaut. Combined with the Bloodlust, that's actually a lot of attack speed extra. That's a total of 135 extra attack speed, so it's like having a small Moonshard, or having a Moonshard in your inventory is nice. That's all Juggernaut's needing though. Juggernaut with the Abyssal is 6 slotted, and then he has a Moonshard and Trial Boost, and that's pretty much it. That's all he needs. Well, Power Gaming. Oh, sorry, Mongolz. That to push this tower down, use the X mark spot combo. Now they're using the cheap tactics to try to get these towers easily. There's God Strength available too if he wants to fight this, so it's not like it is hard for them to do. But the Slardar goes in and stuns up to 3. Fantastic stun. The Naga Siren has not been cut out, and the Naga Siren is still out there. Omniscience comes out, hits 2, and they jump from one place to another as Sanke will die together with the Vengeful Spirit and the Kanka. Why did she take the fucking Aegis? That was a useless waste of an Aegis. At least the Naga Siren can push up a bit, but they killed like 3 in that engagement. That was quite fantastic. And at least the racks go down though. And the Naga Siren now with the Song of the Siren keeps using those cheap tricks and will be able to win this game like that. 4 versus 5. Lose the team fight, doesn't really matter. Create some space. Naga Siren pushes the towers down and pushes the racks down. If Power Gaming recover in terms of farm, who cares? You know, they're already 6 slotted. There's nothing more they can do. Right now, all that matters is objectives. And the only guy that can really, you know, do much is DDZ with his gold. But what can DDZ really actually do? He's just a Moron in the late game. And now Jacko wants to do something with this. At least force a buyback at the very least. He's fighting a Naga Siren though, and that means it's so hard to fight against her illusions as she has to. She can easily creep skip. And yeah. But you could easily kill the JYC. Situation. Look at that. How much does this suck? You want to push, but she's going to keep your lanes pushed. He even has to use the mech on the creeps to bring him in. They use everything they can on one simple illusion, and with that they lose a lot of time. Retribution is also ready. Wants to maybe fight this. Jacko is going to protect the creeps again. Always going to go with the creep wave. And with that, look at that. They're just going to make sure that the creeps die so they can't really push out. Rat Dota is fine, boys. Rat Dota, it's fine. As better, it does the same thing in the bottom lane. In the top lane, you probably have a Sven that's going to TP back and do the same thing. Songless Iron comes out of Retribution, by the way. They want to go into Jackal. He does use that Blade Fury pretty well, but they could have done that a bit better. Volzoom gonna go down. TP from the Juggernaut will save his life as they go onto the Chen, and disintegrate in a matter of seconds. They even take the Ancient down. I mean, the Axe is not gonna really do much, is it? Like I said, the Golem is the best Ancient, but it's still pretty easy to kill. And with this, Power Gaming lose 2, and one of them has no buyback, one of them does. They're gonna have to force it. A Retribution with a Songless Iron in 13 seconds, but I don't want to fight just yet. But in comes Sven, hits 3 with a stun! And that means the end of the game for Power Gaming as one last Storm Hammer. Oh, God. I can't believe the game ended with a Storm Hammer. That's... What the fuck? Really? A Storm Hammer beats you in this game? Okay. Since we don't have much time for endgame stats, I really won't check, but we'll do so at the end of the best of 3. Don't worry. As you can see, this fight, you can. I mean, I'm just gonna show you one thing, which is the little graphs thing. Remember that team fight, which the first team fight that they won in the mid game, the Mongolz won in the mid game. Yes. Let's see. Let's see if my stats actually work. Okay, come on, game. There it is. Okay, so you look at the graphs for a second. That. I'll zoom in. Okay, well, that's pretty shitty. But you can see a team fight happening around this area in the mid game. Can you give me the fucking timings? No? Okay. Around that area. And then with that team fight, it all kind of skyrocketed for them. Nothing much that you could do, because Mongols just started winning from that team fight onwards. And there's just nothing much you could do at that point. You have a Naga Siren. As you can see, if you could just follow Retribution, the big power spike that happens is actually around here. Like around the 18-minute mark, or here. And then he starts leading. And they start leading. The Juggernaut can't lead anymore. Because when the Juggernaut starts like losing in terms of net worth, which is around this timing, that's when everyone has died. That's pretty big. Now look at the... Where is the kills here? Okay. Look at this as well. I mean, the Sven killed the Juggernaut multiple times in this game. Multiple times. Everyone killed the Kunkka, that's great. But anyone killed the Slaughter and Ogre Magi, but the Sven killed the Kunkka, the Juggernaut so many times with his burst damage. It's very scary stuff. Anyway, that said, we'll come back very soon, so, stay tuned. My name's been DSwordfish, hope you've enjoyed the cast, and until next time.
Mirana.
Admiral Tonka. Tuskar!